Bonjour, ici François Tadei des productions 140KB. Bienvenue à cette deuxième édition spéciale de Micro.Info sur le Electronic Entertainment Expo de Los Angeles. Cette semaine, nous allons vous présenter des reportages avec des compagnies telles que Namco, Capcom, Square Enix, Buena Vista Games et eSports, mais on va rejoindre à l'instant Julie Rowe de Sega. Cette portion d'émission vous est présentée par le Centre national d'animation et de design. Le Centre NAD offre depuis 1997 une formation de pointe en design et animation 3D en jeux vidéo, la toute première au Canada. Pour des formations professionnelles qui élèvent, atterrissez au Centre NAD. Julie Rowe, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about Sega. What was unveiled this year? First, the big news was the Matrix Online.
Absolutely. This year we announced for the first time that we are working with the creators of the Matrix trilogy to bring Matrix Online for the PC. As I said, first time ever, and it's definitely aimed at those people who love the trilogy, giving them an opportunity to really get back into the movie in a new way they never have before. Massive online player game, so you can experience the movie right in your own home. Another title we're really interested in this year for fans of Astro Boy, who we may remember from the 1950s right on through to present day. He's now going to be on the PlayStation 2 as well as the Game Boy Advance. You're going to be able to be Astro Boy and go through all the journeys that he did, both in his Metro City and everything else. So it's going to be quite exciting to see that one launch as well.
There's also sequels coming from old titles and not so old titles. For example, Tron 2, Otogi 2.
Absolutely. One of the things that we love is being able to bring new titles back, and not only bring them back, but bring them a new title on a sequel. And we've got two of those that you might want to note. Otogi 2 takes basically the first Otogi to the next level. It's taking the story and the ending and continuing it, bringing Rako back along with 5 other characters who are going to continue to do battle. It's a brand new graphics engine, so what was pretty before is really beautiful now.
And let's talk about Sega Superstars. It's a new type of game with the iToy.
The iToy, absolutely, and it's a fantastic game. Whether you're a Sonic fan, whether you enjoy Super Monkey Ball, Samba de Amigo, there's something on there for you. There's 12 mini games, all of which incorporate Sega's best and leading characters, and you basically have the opportunity to get right in the game in a way that you never have before for really the ultimate gaming experience.
There are also brand new series here that are presented. For example, Blood Will Tell, Virtual Quest. What can you tell us about these titles?
I can tell you that Blood Will Tell, we showed it a bit last year as a kind of preview, but now it's ready to play. It's basically a story of a young boy who, when he was a child, lost all his limbs, and he was out on a quest now to go back and get revenge against those who did that to him. And joining him along the way is going to be his sidekick, Dororo, who is going to be able to help him and through all the different battles and all the different quests throughout the game.
Finally, there's a sports lineup. Again, it's pretty huge.
Absolutely. Sega continues to work with ESPN to develop the 2005 series. This year we've got the football, the hockey, the basketball, and the college hoops, all of which are continuing to set the bar higher and higher, integrating ESPN in more ways than ever before. I mean, you look at the game and you really do think it's real.
Thank you very much, Julie.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the show.
Eric Whiteford, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about the lineup of EA Sports coming for 2005. Which game was going to come first? The football games, right?
Yeah, we'll come out with NCAA football will come out in July, and it's focusing this year on home field advantage and how players deal with the effects of home field advantage. And obviously it'll have all the authenticity and the great rivalries and college tradition that the past games have had. But this year the big new feature is going to be focusing in on the home field advantage and how it affects the players and if you can fear it or feast on it.
And then we're going to have Madden again.
Yeah, well, Madden comes out in August, and I've an incredible year last year. We really dialed up the defensive play in the game. There's going to be a lot of more emphasis on it. We're not walking away from offense, but we're going to really do a lot to improve the defensive gameplay and make that part of the game as fun to play as the offense is.
Afterwards, we might have a hockey game. Of course, for Canadian fans, it's always great to have NHL franchise coming. What are we looking to for this, the 2005 edition?
Well, we're really excited about the NHL 2005. It's coming out at the end of August, and this year we're going to have the World Cup, which will be happening at the same time, so we'll have those features in the game. And the gameplay is really going to be focused around opening up the ice, creating open ice, giving you more room to create your plays, and taking the stars of the NHL and making them do what they do best.
The Nascar license is very popular at EA. What has been done this year, because there's a new title? What does it mean?
Well, this year's title is NASCAR Chase for the Cup, and essentially NASCAR has changed the way that their end of the season is going to work, where they're going to focus on the 10 best drivers and essentially create a playoff system for them. So we're going to put that into the game and really dial up a lot of the elements. You're going to be able to obviously chase for the Cup, but other than that, you'll be able to race modified cars. You'll be able to go into the Truck Series, go into the Busch Series. So we're going to have a lot more elements and a lot more of a career in there, which you can actually start before you get to the Nextel Cup.
Tiger Woods Golf is also going to be back for another edition. What can be told about this one?
Well, Tiger Woods is, last year was such a great game. We had all the game-based technology in there where you could really take a creative player to a new level. And one of the things we wanted to put in there last year was a challenge from Tiger out to the world of golf. Well, now this year we're sort of turning that around and having the golfer go back and challenge Tiger. And so one of the big features is Tiger improving the course, where you can go in there and modify the course to an unbelievable level of detail, so you can actually make the game really hard for Tiger to play and sort of bring Tiger in and challenge him on your own terms. So we're really looking forward to that this year.
We just had a new soccer game from EA for the World Cup, and then we're going to have at the end of the year maybe FIFA 2005 also.
Yeah, that's right. FIFA 2005 will be out this fall as well, and really trying to work on the fluidity of the game and make the pace of the game speed up. So we're going to work more on sort of first touch, and the ball will be moving around a lot quicker, and the fluidity of the game will work a lot easier. And also we've added the Mexican team license, which will be a big deal here in North America, because a lot of the fans of soccer in North America are really into the Mexican league, so we're adding that as well.
And finally, we'll have the basketball game coming again at the end of the year. So what can you tell us about NBA Live 2005?
Yeah, NBA Live 2005 is going to continue evolving the freestyle mechanic. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on now, what happens when you're up in the air. There's going to be a whole new slew of moves you can add when your player's up in the air to really, get that NBA style of game to perfection.
Most of the games are coming for all platforms, PC, console. There's also a lot of online elements to it, especially on the Xbox this year. Talk to us about the online component.
Absolutely. Well, this year, some of the big news coming out of E3 is that EA has come up with a arrangement to make all of our sports titles work on Xbox Live, which is going to be really exciting. We'll have leaderboards, we'll have tournaments, we'll have ability for people to match up and play against the best around the country on the Xbox. And we're really excited to be in a partnership with them and take our great online gameplay to the Xbox this year as well.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Dream City, le centre multimédia, est fier de vous présenter cette portion d'émission. Salle de jeu en réseau, simulateur de course, internet haute vitesse, le tout dans une ambiance du tonnerre. Dream City, c'est 2 centres pour faire éclater vos sens à Sainte-Foy et à Beauport. Dream City, mon monde.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about Square Enix and the lineup that was unveiled this year at E3. First of all, let's talk about maybe the Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh, the Kingdom Hearts series. As most of you know, Kingdom Hearts, the original, was released for PlayStation 2 about a year and a half ago. It sold over 4 million units worldwide. Right now at E3, we're showing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for GBA. The story takes place between Kingdom Hearts the original and Kingdom Hearts 2, which we already announced for PlayStation 2.
In Kingdom Hearts 2 for PlayStation 2, Sora is returning. What can you tell us about this new game?
Well, we're not revealing a whole lot of details at E3, but what we can tell you is that the sequel takes place 1 year after the original story ending. And a lot of people have been wondering about the mysterious ending in Kingdom Hearts the original. So the director says that the mystery will be resolved in Kingdom Hearts 2.
And also the Final Fantasy legacy still lives on. We've got new content for the online game and Final Fantasy 11. We've got Final Fantasy 12.
Yes, Final Fantasy XI, which we already released both in Japan and North America on PlayStation 2 and PC. So basically it connects two countries, cross-platforms. We recently announced an expansion pack called Change of Promethea. It is going to be a simultaneous launch in Japan and North America, and also PS2 and PC. We currently have over 500,000 paid subscribers around the world.
Now let's talk about Final Fantasy 12, which is coming sometime in the future. What can be told about this new game? It's a brand new design as usual.
Yes, Final Fantasy 12 is slated for 2005 in the United States. It is only for the PlayStation 2, no online components. But it is from the creators of Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, recently released on the GBA. It is a beautiful game so far. E3 is the first showing of the game, and we've had tremendous positive response on this game.
Front Mission is returning. It's an old series from Squaresoft, and now Square Enix is going to publish this series. What about Front Mission 4? What can you tell us about this game?
Oh, Front Mission 4. It is beautiful. It's the first in the series for the PlayStation 2. We have made some minor adjustments compared to the Japanese version to make it user-friendly. It is beautiful with CG intro movie, and the game system is probably the best in the series so far to date.
There's an old hero returning also. It's Musashi.
Yes, Musashi. Brave Fencer Musashi was back in 1998 for the PlayStation 1. Musashi, the character, is returning. Musashi Samurai Legend for PS2. And the story actually does not continue from Brave Fencer Musashi. But Musashi is an action RPG that will be coming hopefully by this holiday season.
And there's also Full Metal Alchemist. For those viewers who don't know this anime series, what can you tell us about it first?
Yes, Full Metal Alchemist is already available in Japan. It's been a huge hit. It's going to come in two portions so far. First is the anime. It's going to debut on the Cartoon Network in the United States on October 2004. And Full Metal Alchemist for the PlayStation 2 is an action RPG launching next spring.
And what about Star Ocean? It's returning also.
Yes, Star Ocean. We've been waiting for this for a long time, but this is what we can call the ultimate role-playing game. Star Ocean, till the end of time, we are actually releasing what is called the Director's Cut version. So there's been a new characters, a new versus mode being added to Star Ocean 3.
Thank you, Franz Kyoko.
You're welcome.
Ce segment vous est présenté par l'Imaginaire, le spécialiste de la collection à Québec. Son équipe de connaisseurs saura vous renseigner en matière de jeux de rôle, armes médiévales, figurines, comics, bandes dessinées, cartes de jeu et plus encore. L'Imaginaire, c'est plus de 27 500 produits disponibles en ligne.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about the Capcom lineup this year at E3. First of all, we can't miss Resident Evil 4.
No one's going to want to miss Resident Evil 4. Obviously, by looking at it, you see people on it all day. It's already been, nominated for one of the show's best here at E3, so we're very proud of Resident Evil 4.
What can you tell about this new title? It's quite different from the past titles.
The way I look at it is like an Outbreak title is the end of the old school Resident Evil. This is the new school. More action oriented, continuing to hold the same graphics, as good as the old ones, even better. But just seamless gameplay, immediately going into the next action without having to pause and turn around and stuff like that.
And the graphics engine is awesome.
Very good. This one is exclusively for the Resident Evil 4 is exclusively for the Nintendo GameCube. But working with the Nintendo GameCube makes it possible to get very good graphics as you see in the game.
You also unveil a surprise sequel, Devil May Cry 3, but it's quite different from the second chapter.
Yes, it is a far departure from the second chapter. It's more like Devil May Cry 1 on steroids, okay? We wanted to keep the gameplay from Devil May Cry 1 in Devil May Cry 3 and have the graphics be better than Devil May Cry 2, and that's what we were able to do. We took a lot of feedback from the consumer on this one.
It's going to be a lot of new story elements. Is it a game, a prequel?
Yes, the story is it's a prequel. So the Dante character, in part 2, he didn't really talk that much. He didn't really get to hear what it was like and see all that, side of Dante. In this one, Dante's younger, and it's before he realizes that he has all that demon power going on. So he's a little bit wilder. He's a little bit more like a juvenile delinquent, and that you can see that in the character, and it's pretty cool.
One of the surprise hits of Capcom last year was Viewtiful Joe, and he's coming with a sequel both on the GameCube and the PlayStation 2, and as well Viewtiful Joe on the PlayStation. What can you tell about this franchise?
Well, when we released Viewtiful Joe, I knew it was going to be a great title. We showed it at E3 last year, and then when it came out, it became a huge blockbuster, okay? But a lot of people weren't able to play that, the PlayStation 2 owners. So we decided to bring Viewtiful Joe 1 onto the PlayStation 2 while we're working on Viewtiful Joe 2 for both PlayStation 2 and GameCube. So closely followed by the release on PlayStation 1, we're going to have Viewtiful Joe 2 coming out on PlayStation as well. We're very excited about it. You can play new characters as Sylvia, have new attacks, new slow motion. It's a very popular game.
There are sequels, but also original content. For example, there's Shadow of Rome, Under the Skin, Killer 7. What can we talk about this new franchise coming from Capcom?
Okay, well, Shadow of Rome is a great example of where some people have attempted to go into the genre of gladiator-style combat, and so far with not too much success. We decided that we would go in 100% with one of our greatest producers, the man who produced Onimusha 3, and make something that's very epic. And that's what we have with Shadow of Rome. It is violent, as you see from the clips, but it's a very solid game. There's all types of elements to the game, making it very deep. And we are excited about it. We think that it can be a franchise builder.
What about Under the Skin now?
Under the Skin is more lighthearted. It's pretty much the other end of the spectrum. You want to sit down and play a game with friends, it's best played two-player. The way that works is it's a very mischievous game where you are an alien and you can basically take somebody's skin. Like I can pretend to be you or I can pretend to be anybody else around here, and I can go cause mischief and do crimes without any accountability because I can just transform into somebody else and no one's going to catch me, recognize me. So you utilize that to get money and play pranks on each other, make sure that all the human beings go chasing after the other alien who's trying to get more money than you. So it's a lighthearted game that you can just sit down and play arcade style.
And I know you can't say much about Killer 7 because it's pretty early in development, but what can you tell, especially the design of the game?
Well, what's going on right now is we're going through some design changes on Killer 7 right now, so it's not a playable title right now. But you can see that we're going very heavily into artistic styling on Killer 7. So basically, what you have to expect from Killer 7 is a beautiful game and good gameplay as well.
And finally, for the fans of the Street Fighters and Mega Man franchise, you still got games coming.
Yes, we do. We have huge collections for both Mega Man and for Street Fighter. The greatest thing about the Street Fighter collection, 15th anniversary collection, is that on the Xbox, it's going to be Xbox Live. So you can play against anybody, whoever thinks they're the best. Mega Man is coming out on GameCube and PlayStation 2 with the Mega Man collection, which has games 1 through 8, and 2 new games, 2 special games that were only available in the arcade. That is a real collection. It's a Mega Man game player's dream to play all the classics on their new improved systems and have it all together in one place. And it's inexpensive for such an experience.
Thank you very much, Nate.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you.
Je vous invite à venir me rencontrer dans le cadre de l'événement Expo Québec qui se déroulera du 18 au 29 août prochain à Québec. Tous les jours, dans le pavillon des sciences, je vous présenterai des conférences sur le monde des jeux vidéo. Vous pourrez en apprendre plus sur les plateformes de ce marché et découvrir les jeux de demain.
Michelle Yam, hi!
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about Vista Games and the titles that were unveiled this year at E3, there's a lot of titles coming from upcoming Disney movies, right?
Yes, absolutely. We are featuring The Incredibles, which is the next Disney Pixar release coming out in the holiday, as well as we're showcasing some titles that will be launching in 2005, including Chicken Little, which is Disney's first 3D animated film, as well as The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which will be a major blockbuster live-action film coming out at the end of 2005.
There's also several titles coming from third-party publishers in association with Buena Vista Games. Let's talk about, for example, King Arthur.
Absolutely. King Arthur is going to be a major blockbuster film coming out this summer, done by Jerry Bruckheimer. And the game is really a movie experience. So you'll be able to see wonderful translations from the scenes from the film right into the gameplay. You'll be able to play as all the main characters from the film, like King Arthur and Guinevere and Lancelot. And there's also some really cool cutscenes as well.
Also, there's a game based on The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is currently in development with Capcom. What can you tell us about this title?
Yes, this is the first time that people who enjoy Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas are going to be able to interact with his world in a video game, so we're very excited about that. You'll be able to play as Jack Skellington, and you'll be able to travel through the Halloween town and all the worlds in Tim Burton's story. But the great thing about this is that it'll expand the universe, so you'll be able to see places in Halloween town that you weren't able to see in the actual movie.
We can't miss Tron 2.0. It was one of the best games of last year on PC, but now it's coming on the Xbox and Game Boy Advance as well.
That's right. It's called Killer App, and it's coming to Xbox Live. It's going to have amazing live features. You'll be able to play multiplayer with up to 16 different people on Xbox Live. There's also a very unique feature called Cycle Switch, where you'll be able to switch between on-foot combat to the light cycles themselves and drive away. So this is a very unique feature of the first-person shooter genre. But it's also coming to Game Boy Advance, and there's going to be unlockable features where you'll be able to unlock the classic Tron arcade games from Midway from many, many years ago.
For the teenagers and the kids, you've got also an extensive lineup of titles, especially on the Game Boy Advance. What can you tell us about these titles?
Yeah, Disney is really helping to drive the Game Boy Advance market, especially with wonderful TV properties such as That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, Kim Possible, and Lilo and Stitch, which are all phenomenally successful TV properties in Canada, and they're coming to Game Boy Advance so that tweens can really experience their favorite characters in the TV properties through the Game Boy game.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Lorsque l'équipe de Micro.Info a besoin d'équipements multimédia et audio-vidéo, elle fait confiance à NGW Communication, un spécialiste de Québec en services, vente, location et installation d'équipements professionnels. Depuis déjà 10 ans, NGW Communication offre des caméras, des magnétoscopes, des projecteurs et des équipements de montage non linéaire pour tous les besoins et dans toutes les grandes marques.
Ross Borden, hi. How you doing? I'm fine, thank you. Let's talk about Namco's lineup this year at E3. The most famous franchise of Namco are returning this year. Let's talk about the Tekken and Xenosaga franchises first.
Yeah, absolutely. At the show here, we're showing some of our titles that Namco is really well known for, such as Tekken 5. This is the first peek that anyone's getting at Tekken 5. And you can see the trailer over there, introducing some new characters and some new features in the game. Xenosaga 2 also, it's been a very successful franchise for us, and we're introducing that here as well.
You also introducing new franchises, new products. For example, at this interview booth, you've got SRS. What is this game?
SRS is really exciting for us. It's a brand new title for us. It's about street racing. It stands for Street Racing Syndicate. It's all the fun and attitude of street racing with a lot of the realism of driving when it comes to all the details, the upgrades, the physics behind the driving itself. We're very excited about Street Racing Syndicate.
One popular character of the Tekken series, Nina, is having his own game. It's called Dead by Degrees. What can you tell us about this new game?
Death by Degrees, like you said, is starring Nina Williams from Tekken. She's one of the more popular Tekken characters, and we've given her her own action-adventure game. So you get to actually play as Nina. The controls are different than Tekken. You're using a 360-degree battle system so that you can fight enemies in all directions. And one thing that really sets us apart from other action-adventure titles is she uses a lot of her trademark Nina moves. So it's a lot more than just kicking and punching and shooting. Lots and lots of moves in the title, and people are really excited about it, so are we.
Dead to Rights have a sequel coming. It's Dead to Rights 2. What can you tell us about this new game?
Well, obviously Dead to Rights has also been a successful franchise for us. It's back. It's hardcore, mature-rated game. More moves, more finishing moves, and more disarms. Again, it's looking really good, and we're showing it here on floor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Le site web de Micro.Info, qui vous propose des contenus vidéo, des forums, des articles et des nouvelles, est hébergé grâce à la collaboration de Cybercat. Fondé en 1997, Cybercat est une firme d'ingénieurs spécialisée dans le développement d'applications conçues sur mesure pour les personnes mobiles. Voilà, c'est ainsi que se termine cette deuxième édition spéciale de Micro.Info sur le E3 2004. Revenez-nous la semaine prochaine puisque nous allons vous présenter des reportages sur des jeux PC cette fois-ci, notamment Guild Wars, EverQuest 2, Ground Control 2 et ainsi de suite. Au revoir!
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.